Hello and welcome to HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. Today we have Kelly D with us, our curriculum leader for our Visual and Performing Arts department. So welcome to HCS Connects.
Thank you very much, Kelly.
And we're so excited to have you as we are back in person this year, and we're really going to talk about music and art, and that's very important in our young people's lives. So you are not a stranger to this department. You've been on HCS Connects before. You were a specialist, but you did have a promotion this summer to curriculum lead. So tell us kind of what is the difference between those two positions?
Well, in both positions, you work with your teachers to improve their practices. In this role, it's more facilitating conversations with administrators and teachers, and then communicating that to division leadership.
So when you say you really work with teachers, how do you work with teachers?
Well, certainly new teachers, working with them to get them acclimated to Hampton City Schools and build those relationships with their colleagues as well as myself, and communicate how we strive for high quality programs in Hampton City Schools and what we do to provide them the resources and develop their skills that are transferred to their students to improve their music programs for their school and their school community.
And we definitely have high quality programs and lots of resources for our teachers, and which is good because March of 2020 hit and we had a world pandemic. And I know that the arts and music, performing arts, visual, that really kind of took a hit as far as how are we going to adjust with our curriculum, what were, the resources for our students. So how did that look last year, especially where we started the year virtual, then we had some hybrid learning. So how did that affect our visual and performing arts programs?
Well, it did have a significant impact, and we recognized that starting in March through the end of the year. So we spent the summer doing something, crowdsourcing all of our lessons and resources on what this is going to look like when we launched it in September. And we looked at not only content knowledge, but we looked at relationships and making sure those were solid. And then, of course, skill development. We didn't have the opportunity to sit in a room with 75 students and sing together or play together on Zoom. So we provided those opportunities to the extent we could, and then used our vast resources in technology to produce some wonderful virtual performance videos and concerts together. And in visual art, we saw a really good thing. It was an opportunity for students in breakout rooms to give each other critique on their visual art.
Okay.
So we saw an improvement in that area, and it's carried over into this school year. And the excitement of this school year has been returning to live music making, and that critique and evaluation of each other's art is very positive. So those two areas have been very positive as we build into this school year.
So this school year, we are back. We are in person 5 days a week. We are performing in person. But how does that look even with mitigation strategies in a music classroom?
Well, it's interesting. The 4th 9 weeks last school year, we had an opportunity to trial some things and see what worked and didn't work. So when we launched with the marching bands in August and school in September, we had some of that down, but we follow all the mitigation procedures and some enhancements because of musical instruments and because of singing in proximity. We do a little bit of singing outside when we can. It's a good day, those are a couple of ways. We also keep the camaraderie and build those relationships in students with their teachers.
Well, and it's been exciting to see pictures sent in of the students, playing their instruments together. They are spaced. They are behind, some of them, shields. Some have the special, what is it? The little, almost like masks that they have.
Yes, special masks where they can put their instrument in, and it keeps anything from going someplace it shouldn't be going, as well as we have molds in the chorus masks to make it easier to sing, and then instrument covers to keep anything from coming out of the instrument that shouldn't come out.
So a lot of different strategies just to make sure that we are able to be in person, still performing in person, but safe at the same time. Now, we have had one event that was really exciting to see come back because I don't think we had that last year. It was the 30th annual Warrior Classic. So tell us
Yes.
about the Warrior Classic.
The Warrior Classic Marching Band Competition is an end of the marching band season celebration, not only in Hampton, but in our region and our state. Groups that, of course, were in hiatus last year all came together recently, and about 24 bands, and performed for each other, and they did get commentary from adjudicators, written and audio tape, and they competed for the grand champion. And you saw things, the marching arts returning. They're back on their marching field, and they've been really performing their football games and supporting the school in that way. But here they all get together, and it's like a family. And interestingly, that night when we celebrated it and we recognized the Kickingham High School band boosters and Mr. Conti, the band director, Mr. Conti had been a drum major on that field.
Oh, wow.
As a student, and then came to us as a teacher. We had adjudicators that night who had marched on that field or brought their band to that field. So it is a community tradition that we're really proud to keep going, and it's a very exciting celebration of marching music.
So that was at Darling Stadium.
Yes.
And you say it's a community celebration because we host, Kickingham hosts.
Yes.
Hence the Warrior Classic, but it really does bring bands in from all over the region.
It certainly does. And some have been coming for the majority of those years, of course, not
And it's
last
the 30th annual.
year. Absolutely.
So that is very exciting to see that individuals that participated as a student are now still giving back as in the band boosters, the teachers. Very exciting.
It's a true demonstration of citizenship, giving back when you don't have to do that freely.
So, and that's just one example of an event that's back in person, some normalcy, really enjoying, the music. What about winter concerts? What's that going to look like for our schools coming up?
We've given schools the maximum flexibility for winter concerts. They've been planning for a couple of months. Some you will see videotapes, and that will be put out to the school community. Some will have small ensembles and small audiences, and then spread those out starting in December. Maybe they'll have something in January, February, March for Music in Our Schools Month and Art in Our Schools Month, and then through the end of the year with fifth grade promotion ceremonies. So we're hoping to see a crescendo of that.
I like the music term there.
Exactly, and we planted a seed in the fall to see that build to where we want to get it back to where it was a couple years ago.
So we're slowly getting there.
Yes.
And some schools are kind of dipping their toes in the water a little bit more as far as the in-person, maybe smaller, like you said. So you could see some videos, it's still the virtual feel, but you can also see some of those in-person concerts coming back.
Sure.
And I'm assuming maybe some of them might be outside as like a holiday theme. Do we have to dress warm, or some might be indoors as well?
Yes, and we have all that combination, and they're doing what's best for their students and their school community.
Perfect. And another interesting one that's coming up is our Coliseum Central Holiday Extravaganza. Now that also focuses on the visual arts as well as the performing arts.
Yes, it certainly does. We have been preparing with the visual arts for the Coliseum Central Poster Contest, and starting on November 20th through December 24th, there will be one work of art released by the Coliseum Central social media sites, and leading up to the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, we'll have the award winner for the elementaries, middle schools, high schools, and then the grand prize winner will be displayed on December 24th for the school community and for the city of Hampton.
And that's through the Coliseum Central website,
Yes, it
and
is.
social media,
Yes.
which will make sure that we kind of take a
Follow,
as
absolutely.
well, so that we can push out that great work from our students. But so that's still virtual, and they're going to be spotlighting those posters every day, you said.
Yes.
Now that's not just Hampton City School students.
It is.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Just Hampton City School
Absolutely.
students.
They've worked on it for the last couple of months. It's been a major goal. And even, I think the pandemic helped the students to get even better at their art. So we've seen an uptick in the quality of work. It's really special.
Well, and the quality of work pre-pandemic is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have a hard time drawing a really nice stick figure. Sometimes it looks good. I've got an art of a rabbit or the back end of an elephant. I wouldn't call that art, but these kids are amazing, from elementary school even all the way up. Their art is just fantastic. So to know that they've really honed in on that during COVID and fine-tuned that to see that uptick, I can't wait to see what comes out of
The
Coliseum
success
Central.
of this poster contest, we have brought on Miss Aichu Ash as our new teacher specialist for visual art. She's a Bethel High School teacher, and we brought her into the department to do that, and she's doing an outstanding job.
I mean, I've seen some of the artwork, just displayed around our central office, and it's gorgeous. The kids are really really doing a nice job. So that's just the art part of the upcoming event. What about the performing arts?
On November 20th, we will have each one of our high school bands rotating through the Coliseum Central District and playing holiday tunes, caroling if you will, and celebrating in that way. Whereas there was the parade at one time, we're doing this year. So we'll be celebrating and performing live for our community in that way.
Well, that's very exciting, because I will tell myself I did start listening to holiday music already. 107.7 has started playing it, and it's pretty much on the channel. It's so soothing. I love holiday music, so I'll definitely have to check out one of the bands.
I think we all feel the same way.
So where is that going to also be on the Coliseum Central website, as far as where their locations, dates and times, so that we can help also market that, so that
it is
our community comes out and really catches our kids in action?
Yep, it is posted on their holiday sites.
And then I know we're kind of looking, a little bit far into the spring. It's hard to believe we're talking already winter break and holiday concerts. This year really is flying by quickly. But anything that you know of for spring that's coming up or in the planning stages?
We're planning our Music and Art in Our Schools month.
Which is March.
Is March. We extended into April right after spring break and things like that to give everybody some maximum flexibility. That includes theater as well. So we're looking to celebrate the arts in the schools at that time and really bring everyone together, visual art, theater, and music. And then some planning for summer camps in upcoming summer in art, music, and theater.
So still a very busy time of the year.
Absolutely.
Things currently going on, planning process for spring and summer. It never slows down.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. It's really exciting to talk about music, art, performing arts, because it's really important, to all of our young people and making them that well-rounded individual. It's truly just as important as your English, your math, your science, your social studies. And it truly shows how Hampton City Schools does value that with your position, working with teachers, administrators. So thank you for being here and telling us about that, and just for everything that you're doing for Hampton City Schools.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity, Kelly.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. And remember, it's easy to stay connected.